Alright. So this is post-Uka. So depending on whether you did Uka skip or not, this is going to change things. If you did Uka skip your Crash plus Cortex and you have to... It is better and safer to navigate this tunnel with Cortex. Because if you die in the next chunk without Cortex, then the game is going to crash. So you just kind of want to be a little bit more careful bringing Cortex with you. So, how do you navigate this place without Cortex, or how would you? You would just go by going through the chunk like this. You know, and then you'll grab that checkpoint. And there's also several lives if you want to grab those. Now, with Cortex, navigating is not necessarily super difficult. You could say, like, if you want to, you could just use Cortex to destroy some of these nitros. As long as he's going to teleport to you, just make sure that you're not over a gap when he teleports to you. And then just bring him with you. Everything is not really all that different, depending on whether you bring Cortex with you or not. Oops. And here's a little bit of a faster attempt of me bringing Cortex with me. Alright, now Cortex is outside of this chunk. Now we can die and just make it across this place normally. What happens if you do die, though? So the first thing you would want to do is make sure Cortex doesn't really die. You might want to toss him like this. No, not like that. Just like this. There we go. And then you just want to make it across these platforms. Alright. Cortex is on top of the damn checkpoint. Both checkpoints are activated? What happens if I die? Okay. So that is if you have Cortex with you. If you don't have Cortex with you, you will enter here, and then you will grab Cortex, and then you will exit. And now we're going to checkpoint snipe. So checkpoint sniping, and looks kind of like this. I don't think Cortex was lined up correctly. Oh, he was. Okay. So the idea is to essentially go onto this little dot here and then try to line up the camera to where Cortex will snipe the checkpoint, then you death abuse. There's another strat for that, and I will likely make a separate video on that, which I already have a video on, but I don't think it's faster or better to use, so I wouldn't use it. And it might be Xbox only, I don't remember. So now here's slide skip. So you want to twin jump. This is scarier than it looks. This is much scarier than it looks. Now, the idea, which once I get the editor up to here, you will see why this is not as scary as it looks. So, you see right here, there's a little slit. This is why it's not as scary as it looks. So, essentially, all you need to do is twin jump, and then you need to just put Crash in this little slit, and he'll slide down here onto the collision. So let me show this a couple more times, because I want to show you. This is a fairly easy strat. You just put Crash there. There. That's all you need to do. Oops. And if it really scares you, you could go and grab the checkpoint that's behind this door. If you're really nervous about it, you could grab the checkpoint. And then go for it. Alright, let's get back. Now, we are here, and all we need to do is just jump around to this side. This is what it kind of looks like. Not really, but yeah, all we really need to do is just jump around here. And then, as you can see, you could just go up here and then drop down. And turn the camera around. You could just see it. I don't really need to show it that much. Now, if you are not on HDD on Xbox, or SDD on Xbox, you will need to stop there for a brief period. If you're on HDD on Xbox, or if you're on disc on Xbox, or PS2, or on PS2 OPL, you do need to wait there a little bit. I don't know by how much, though. It's to prevent the game from crashing. Now, we need to talk about skipping the entrance to Slip Slide. I did go over this in the Ride and Slide tutorial, but I am going to go over this again, because these are technically two separate tricks, even though they're also kind of sort of the same. So what you do is you want to make sure your camera's down a little bit. Do not move the camera upwards, otherwise it'll get stuck in here. The camera will flip and you will have a bad time. So you will want to go from here, jump into here, and body slam. It looks just like this. You want to sandwich yourself about here, then hold forward and body slam. The camera's gonna flip. And now we're here. And now we have to avoid this trigger right here, which you can see what it looks like from here. We just need to avoid this area right here. Just need to avoid that. That's all we need to do. So we just kind of like hug the wall. You see this little darkened path. We just walk along that. Don't move too far over. And what's the collision look like? Let me show you. So we are now here. The collision, let me turn this off, looks like this. So we just jump in just like this. And now we are in Slip Slide.